Hello, my name is Todd. This is my third year as a Hooksett resident, and actually coming up on my third year as a Hooksett resident. The last 10 months have been, I guess my time in Hooksett has been interesting and actually enjoyable. I like the town. I like the fact that it's a quiet town. I've had many occasions to interact with the police force, maybe not on the command level. I've had a few discussions with Lieutenant Klein, but the last 10 months have, to me, there's been a realization that there are systemic problems, and I don't know if as a community we're not willing to face it or not, but when I went through these hearings with Officer Defina and so forth, it kind of brought back some experiences I've had in the past as a manager and working in different applications and in government jobs where you see a pattern, and these patterns are retaliatory, and sometimes they're not with, I guess, forethought. Sometimes they just come about based on mental anguish and systems that are just broken. A good example is that sometimes people, if they're put into a position in which they fear their job, they lash out because of their fear. Sometimes people that feel that they're incompetent lash out people to show that, well, I'm not the only one who's incompetent. And that is what I'm concerned about with what's been going on. One of the things that, luckily enough in my career, that the way we've been judged about competency and stuff of that nature is through, exams and stuff of that nature. Performance on the job is, and especially I guess from when I've been reading some of the procedures and stuff of that nature in the AOM, what I find is a lot of the procedures and stuff of that nature is based on saying that you can define it as based on professional, a professional assessment. And the question is that when I saw these hearings and we found that Officer Defina was being reprimanded for things as a post-it notes, I started saying, well, wait a minute, there must be a breakdown in either communication or a breakdown in organization. Last week, I think what happened was that I looked at this SRO program early in the year, and I understand that there was some justifications made and there was some issues in regards to information, and then it seemed to settle itself, like there was a little bit of a calm. Only now, this last week, I was shown that that there's a failure here to recognize the value of people, the value of these citizens, or the value of this community. And when I say we should look at ourselves, the question that comes is, in this police department, are there the best practices in place? Is there really systems that protect these officers? Are there really systems that, say when a new officer comes in, that they're fully trained in regard to how to carry out discipline? Is there a discipline matrix, or is there a set of standards so which stops the possibility that this type of discipline is, arbitrarily applied or inconsistent? And are there systems in place which allow us to support these officers? I mean, I have yet to ever been, there's competence and incompetence in organizations, and they're usually defined by the fact that when you hire somebody, they're incompetent to begin with, and it's obvious. It's a flat line. Accelerated incompetence, when there's a term of competency, is an indication that there's other issues at play, not the competency of that person. It's usually a failure in leadership. I would just like to say that I've had a few interactions with Officer Defina at the schools. I see the interaction. I see the consistency from school to school. I've volunteered at Underhill and seen him, at Memorial, seen him there, seen him at Colley, and stuff like that. What I can say is this, is that I think you got a good asset there. I think we should step back, reassess the situation. And also I think we need to really look at the systems in place at this police department. I almost feel like ultimately that this police department is unsustainable. That you're bleeding officers. Everyone wants to say we're bleeding bad people, the bad apples. But maybe we're bleeding the good people. Maybe the systems aren't in place to support these people. And maybe that's what we need to be looking at. I'm here in support of the SRO program. I'm here in support of Jay DeFina. Not that I know him well. He seems to be a good man. I mean, and the fact is that, I think he has a distinguished background. I don't think he has anything that's over the top. And I think he should be given the chance to continue this program. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.